Good morning. It's Thursday, December 10th, 2020. It's 2:28 a.m. I'm on my way to the gym right now. In terms of forgiveness, the way it works is in order to be forgiven, you have to be able and willing to forgive other people. And one of those people that you have to be able to forgive is you. There's been things that I have done, and my conscience gets to me sometimes that I consider. I say, hey, listen. I said, you're asking for things and you want things to happen. I said, but that situation back then, that was a little, that was a little tricky. You want forgiveness, but do you remember what you did? And sometimes even though I may have forgiven everybody else, and I may say, hey, I don't harbor any grudges, any bad feelings, because literally in my life I don't. There's not anybody I can think of that I harbor any type of ill will or ill feelings towards. Nobody. I remember. I have recollection. I haven't forgotten. Once bitten, twice shy. I haven't let down my guard and said, just come take advantage of me, but I hold no record of no wrongs done to me. I think we all make mistakes because we're all trying to figure this thing out called life, and sometimes, even though the lifeguard is out there trying to save the swimmer, sometimes out of a panic reaction of just survival, the swimmer will pull the lifeguard down into the water with them. It's a natural instinct to survive sometimes is to pull other people under so that you can hopefully float to the top at the expense of their limp body. And so we make mistakes out of survival. And because I know that, it's easy for me to forgive people. But one of those people that we never ever consider that we haven't forgiven is ourselves. And I almost have to write it down somewhere where I can see it on a regular basis. Say, hey, God, could you forgive me for my sins? Like, wipe them away. Can you forgive me for what I've done? Because I sin daily. And sometimes on the hour. And it's hard to ask for forgiveness if you feel ill will towards anybody else. I use a measuring stick when it comes time for me to evaluate our relationship, especially if it's turned sour. And I say, has this person done anything to me that if I got the word today that something had happened to them, they had passed away, they were in the hospital, they were in a real bad condition, that I would not stop everything I was doing to go say, I wish you well, or to pray for you. Because if in death I would still come by your side, then why would I treat you like you're dead and you're still alive? And that's the thing. We treat minor situations major, and we won't ever forgive ourselves. So on two extremes, we're constantly in a loop of pain. And I say all this because every morning when I pray, it's a conscious thought. God, forgive me. I know it's easy to look at the other person and see the speck in their eye. Hey, but do me a favor. Work on me. That way I don't judge them for what phase and what part of life they're in right now. When you begin and end with you, I know for a fact that's where change really starts to happen.